Wydene Mushing, combined with the National Sled Dog Sports Centre, organised this event on behalf of the British Sled Dog Sports Federation, the BSSF. World Cup points could be gained here, and selection to the GB team at the European Dryland Championships at the end of the year in France. The main sponsors for this event were CSJ Specialist Canine Feeds, providing prizes for the winners and the marquee. CSJ have their own range of specially formulated dog foods, numerous vitamin and herbal supplements, treats and much more. Everything to keep your dog healthy and full of stamina. At the start on Saturday morning, the starters and timekeepers, headed by Alistair Spowett on the right, were going to count down over 200 entries and do the same again on Sunday. The winner of each class in sled dog racing, bike jaw and canicross was the one with the fastest time when both their Day 1 and Day 2 totals were added together. Back to the start, and it's a hectic place to be with the larger dog teams, and not helped by the blinding early morning sun, shining directly down the start straight and into the faces of the mushers and handlers. First away was Lee Marsden, with his team of 8 hounds. Standing on the right is Ard Heckers from the International Federation of Sled Dog Sports, observing the start procedure. He's an important visitor. We'll find out why later. This is Paul Keene's team of 8 huskies ready for a trail of 4 miles, which was the distance for all of those in the 8 and 6 dog groups.
3, 2, 1, on you go!
The first woman away was Mary Carter, taking over from husband John this weekend. John was otherwise occupied as trail boss at the event. Mary ran a team of 8 of their Setanta Siberian Huskies, as well as a team of 4 later on in the day. Seconds away.
3, 2, 1, go!
In the shadows, Graham Good's team are ready for the off.
2, 1, take on! Thank you!
The mushers left the start at orderly 2-minute intervals for the 8 and 6 dog teams.
3, 2, 1, go!
Barbara Terry goes off into the blinding sunlight. The home straight, 4 miles in 13 minutes and 16.44 seconds for Mary Carter. Her second run total was 26 minutes 58.73 seconds. She was unbeaten in her class. It wasn't long before Michael Hammond came in. His overall total time was 29 minutes and 19.90 seconds. A steady pace along the home straight for Barbara Terry. Max Whiteman's team of 6 hounds finished very strongly. The final push for Martin Owen crouched down to reduce the wind resistance. The welfare of the dogs was a priority, and especially here at the finish. An all hands-on by a team of vets may be a little daunting for some dogs. They check for hydration, heart and pulse rate, demeanour and lameness. They did a thorough job. The dogs are microchipped, which is read to confirm their correct identification. They just want to get on, having just run 3.5 miles for their musher Paul Truin. Having just mentioned hydration, I asked Mary Carter how she keeps her dogs hydrated.
3 hours before we run, we'll give them a drink, and then maybe 2 hours before we run, we'll give them a drink, even up as far as an hour and 3/4 before we run, give them a little bit more, and constantly getting the dogs out to go to the toilet. But the thing is, you can't give the dogs just a bowl of water and expect them to drink it. You have to give them something that's going to encourage the dogs to drink. So people use all sorts of different things, but what we're really finding useful now is the CSJ Lap It Up. You can put just a teaspoonful of that into the bowl of warm water and you can mix it up so it's a really diluted mix. You give it to the dogs, we give it to them so it's still lukewarm, and it's great. It's really encouraged them to drink the whole bowl up, and we can make sure that they're going to get enough fluids into them.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
Stephanie Wearmouth sets off with her 3-dog freight team over 3.5 miles. It's a photo opportunity. A relaxing pace was set by Emma Finch over 1.9 miles. Time to take in and enjoy the scenery. It's mainly trees, very pleasant. Moving to the finish, I met with Aad Hekkers from the Netherlands. What was he doing? Aad, can you tell me what you're doing here at this event?
I sure can. I'm chairman of the IFSS Race Judge Committee, and the IFSS is the International Federation of Sled Dog Sports. And this organization is a potential member of that federation, and they need some judges. So being the chairman of the Race Judge Committee, I'm here to observe the performance of the judges we trained last summer. I will try to get them up one level higher, that they be international licensed judges. And that's the main reason I'm here.
And are you pleased with what you've seen?
What I've seen up to now, it's surprisingly good. I have been in the UK for a few times now. I never noticed a race. Central Europe is always believing that in the UK people are not as good as they are, but I tell you, the performance here is perfect and the organization is more than perfect. I'm really, really impressed.
An exhausted Elaine Sherman after a 2.8 mile run in Canny Cross was followed by an even more exhausted Vicky Aguilera, pointing out to the vets that she was going to pass out and not the dog. There must have been a tremendous amount of organisation put into this event with all the different categories. I asked Race Marshal Matt Hammersley from Wydeen Mushing what his job entailed.
Overall in charge of the race, the well-being of the dogs, the safety of the mushers, the drivers, the athletes, and just making sure everything runs smoothly and everyone's looked after.
Today, how's it gone up to now?
Fantastic. Yeah, some really good sport, good competition, some good-looking dogs. The vets are all really pleased with the conditions of the dogs and the way they're coming in, which says a lot for the quality of the guys here. They're running the dogs and the way they train them.
How many staff do you have in your team?
We have a team of around 37 event staff, from everything from the race secretary to John the trail boss to the guys from Goodyear that have been transporting the marshals around the trail. And a lot of the competitors get involved and help with marshalling the trail as well through various classes. So the rest of the event staff can look after the timing, the finish timing, the snubbing of the teams, manning the dog drop, animal welfare judge, the vets. So it's a big team of people. So we're really pleased as well with the support that we've got from companies like CSJ, who have been amazing. The level of support they've given this event is first class, and we couldn't do it without them. There's no way we could make this event as impressive as it is, with the marquee and the trade stands and just everything else around the event, without the help of our sponsors.
I asked race judge and organiser Lee Marsden how this event came about.
Well, it's been a long time coming, this event. We set up the British Sled Dog Sports Federation about 18 months ago now, and this event was one of the visions that we had. We've got Wydeen Mushing and the National Sled Dog Sports Centre joined forces to organise this event and get it off the ground for the British Sled Dog Sports Federation. My role within the federation is a Southern Athletes representative, but I'm also an organiser for Wydeen Mushing.
How many entrants have you had?
I think we've had in the region of about 240 entrants in total, and a lot of those are battling to be national champions, which gives them the stepping stone to go and race at the European Championships in France in end of November, December time. So there's been some real hot competition here, which is and great standards as well of athletes and dog care. We've got a fantastic vet team here this weekend, working, all through the day and all through the night, making sure that everything's in tip-top condition.
And what about the course?
The course was put on by John Carter, the trail boss and president of the British Sled Dog Sports Federation. He's chosen a fantastic trail, one of the best, we believe, in the country, one of the best areas in the country to put on an event like this. It suits everybody really. It's got lots of turns, lots of straights, for the bigger teams. The trail conditions are just absolutely incredible for dogs. We've got no problems with dogs' feet, and we've been quite lucky with the weather as well. I would say after the recent rain, and it's cooled down fantastically today. So we've had some real fast times on the trail today.
Lee's wife Sam was a competitor. She also had another role. Sam, as official race secretary, can you tell me a little bit about the job that you've done?
Basically, it started last November when I stupidly suggested that we needed a race secretary, and they said, well, volunteered, Sam, and that's how I started. I had all the entry forms come to me, putting people in the right categories, the right classes, sorting out all the paperwork, making sure it was right, making sure everything went, monies went in the bank, etc., and things like that. Then actually when we got here on Friday, although the lads were here Thursday setting up, we did registration on the Friday night. That was basically everybody got the CSJ bag, they got their bib numbers and the information for the next day. We've got so many different categories with bike cure and canicross and junior and the bigger teams, open, Nordic. It's just a real pleasant atmosphere and getting loads of different people together, which you don't normally get.
Back at the stakeout and relaxing were competitors Daniel Fitzgerald and Keith Johnson. They gave me a coffee and they agreed to say a few words. What do you think of the course?
The course is the best I've ever run on. It's really nice on the dogs' feet, and that's what we like. So the dogs really stretch out on the nice grassy trails.
There's some power in your dogs.
Yeah, they're quite a strong dog to pull my fat frame round.
How much preparation do you put into it before a race? Getting the dogs fit.
Getting the dogs fit, we start about September time when the temperatures cool down, and you just start them off nice and easy. And then when you come winter time, the dogs are really starting to get fit. And then come this time of the year, the dogs are in their peak and ready for a rest by now, really.
How many dogs have you got, Daniel?
I've got 9 dogs, and today I'm racing 6 of them today. I've done the 4-dog class, the bike class, and I'm going back out on the scooter this afternoon.
So do you have any dogs in reserve?
Yes, I've got one puppy at home, waiting to come through. Hopefully she'll make the grade. And I've got an older Alaska Malamute that's a pet now, that's 11.
After a reluctant break from the sport, Keith Johnson was recently reunited with his dogs and getting back to form. I believe you've got a bit of a reputation of winning.
No. I've not got a reputation for winning. I've got a dog that's got a reputation for winning. I just get the experience of sitting on the back and training the dogs. So I don't see it as I've ever done the winning. I see it as the dogs do the winning. I'm just the one that manages the team and does the training and makes sure they're ready to race.
So there's obviously good communication going between the two of you.
Definitely. The dog is about the communication skills you've got with the dog and ensuring your dog's got trust in you to realise that if it's a warm day and you're asking it to still run hard, that you're near the end, you can start to push. So no, definitely, it's the bond of the team. It's nothing to do with an individual or a dog.
A wee bit of bad luck for Keith, to say the least. But I'm sure he wouldn't be disappointed with John's run. 2.8 miles and a time of 9 minutes and 5.57 seconds. Sat near a stakeout with her sketchbook was Layla Javadi Babra. Layla, what brings you to an event like this?
I like to see how they race in England. I've spent the last 3 years racing in Alaska and handling out there, learning how they do for the Yukon Quest. So I wanted to see what they do here and the differences in the race.
Tell me a little bit about the Yukon Quest.
The Quest is a 1,000-mile race going between Canada and Alaska, and then Alaska and Canada. It's held in February every year, and it's one of the hardest races. There's 200 miles between checkpoints on it, so it really is a race about survival and living out with the dogs and how well you can actually deal with that.
You're not just here to see the dogs, you're here to sketch them as well?
I am. I did the painting for the Yukon Quest 2014 poster, and I also paint a lot myself, and so it's nice to get a chance to sit and do some live sketching of dogs while you can. There's plenty of them here, but they don't pose the best because they're the most energetic type of dog you can get, so they move quite quickly, which is nice to actually challenge yourself with as well.
Layla kindly donated one of her paintings and, together with the team of vets, presented it to Barbara Terry as a Veterinary Welfare Award for the team of dogs judged by the vets to be in the best condition at the finish line. Before the presentations, Ard Heckers added a little humour to his speech here and there.
You have here a darn good organisation. You have, like Matt told already, the best trails, trial end trails I've ever seen. It's not your fault that there's no snow.
At the presentation ceremony, all the sponsors were thanked by the evening's compere, Matt Hammersley, and the medals were presented by Stuart Wright, the Mayor of Thetford, the first going to the 8-Dog Open Champion 2014, Lee Marsden. But there were many other champions taking gold, as well as the second and third places with silver and bronze. There were a total of 39 women's and men's races, ranging from the large sled dog teams of 8 and 6 down to the smaller combinations of 4 and 3, with 2 and 1 dog classes that included Scooter, Bitejaw and Canicross. The juniors raced over shorter trails. It's a nice ending.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.